Nice. G'day guys, and welcome out to another frosty morning in a wetsuit in Tasmania. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I love this prospecting thing, and I've got so many places that I still want to explore, and I can't let winter stop me. This is the end of the road for me, so I'm going to be making my way through this west coast scrub down to the creek that I want to work today. So a few weeks ago I took you guys on an adventure down an old prospector's trail. Did some research and found an old track that led me down to a creek that the old timers used to work. That day I was working the bottom half of the creek, and I think we covered about 10 kilometres all up. We found some nice gold, got a couple of nice pickers, and got about, I think it was about half a gram of gold. Today we're going to do the top half of the creek, and it means we've got to go off-road a bit through the bush and try and safely make our way down to the top end of the creek. I'm hoping there might be some richer deposits down the top end. We won't know till we get there. But that's what it's all about for me, exploring new locations, regardless of this cold, miserable, wet winter that we're having. We'll get down there and see how we go. We got the good old cut grass to contend with. I'm sorry to be explaining to you guys what I'm doing for the day while I'm moving, but the days are very, very short this time of year. I've only got a limited amount of time that I can actually do this, so I've got to keep moving and make the most of the time that I got. Here in Tassie it's about 13 hours of darkness versus say 9 hours of sunlight. That's if you get any sun to begin with, because usually it's raining. Fresh one. Lots of these little game trails, they make it a little bit easier to walk around, but they're few and far between. A couple of nice celery top pines that have been showing up. Nice. This is an old mining area too, so I got to be very careful for shafts and things like that that might be underfoot. This is a heck of a lot steeper than what was marked on the map. Not sure whether to try and go around it to the left or right. This is rubbish. This is way steeper than it's marked. This is not going real good. I might have to drop into this creek, work my way down this creek. Steep. Oh, that was sketchy, but I'm in the creek and it doesn't look too bad, so make our way down here. It's so dark down in there. The sun is literally shining its head off up there, but the canopy of the forest certainly blocks it all out. I can see it. Alright, break through this last bit. Nice and clear too. Look at this, beautiful bedrock right here. Awesome. We've landed right on the bedrock. Look at it through here, beautiful little crevices. This looks like it's really decomposed too. It's going to be a good day, I think. So I'll work my way with the SDC. I'm going to work downstream. I'll probably do about 2 to 3 kilometres depending on what sort of success we have, and then I can tick that ground off. I'll have to come back up later in the day the way that I've come down, so I'll probably do the sniping later in the day. I should have mentioned as well, this creek's going to drop in elevation as I go downstream. It'll probably drop by about 90 metres, so there might be some waterfalls and some trickier sections that we have to contend with. This bedrock here looks awesome for a bit of detecting, so we'll get that out and we'll get started. Doesn't seem to be too many hot rocks, which is good. Righto, just working my way down, and I've started to bump into a few of these little waterfalls, so she's starting to drop on me already. Some nice bedrock here at the base of this, below this waterfall. This is where the gold would slow down, I'd imagine. Give it a little go. Dang, no, that just ripped another hole in my wetsuit the size of Texas. I only just repaired the darn thing. Ah. Okay, so I've come a fair way down this creek and there hasn't been a lot of bedrock, so it's making the metal detector a bit of a waste of time for now. What I'm going to do is fold it up. I'm going to start trekking downstream and cover this ground and try and find these bedrock locations. We'll do a bit of sniping, and if we can locate a bit of gold on the bedrock, then we might spend some more time on the metal detector later on. Okay. Oh, the race against time this time of year. The short days frustrate me. I just want to get a good amount of time in, but it just doesn't happen this time of year. Death trap of a creek. It's such dark tannin water. Every step you sink into something. Just hugging the edges because it's deep. Had to dodge a few deeper pools. Work my way around. So I'm just scoping over this ground, looking for the spots that I think will be good when I come back up to spend time on. Oh, whew, just had my first dip. Elevation's starting to drop. Okay, starting to get more waterfalls. Are starting to head down a fair bit now. Alright, it's getting serious over here. Looks like a big waterfall. Can't even get near it, the bush is that thick. Wow. Super slippery. Look at that green slime. So I think with the amount of time I've got today, I'm going to call this the turning point. I'm about 1.5 k's down. I haven't made it as far as I would like to have gone, but I just can't risk running out of daylight. And this is pretty hard going countryside to navigate through when it gets steep and slippery like this. It's something I'd prefer to do during warmer months of the year, and yeah, could do it with a bit more daylight, a bit more time on my hands. So we'll start working our way back. I'll look for the first spot to snipe, and we'll get into it.
Alright, we've got our first piece. Only small, but it's a start. If I get a bigger piece, I'll grab the other camera for you to have a closer look. Okay, we've got a few pieces, nothing too spectacular, but at least that's a start. Had nothing but battery issues with the GoPros today. It must be that cold water. Frustrating because they were fully charged, and I think they probably only lasted about 10 minutes. Oh, everything's just... You got to keep the moisture off everything or it ends up fogging up. not good. Makes my life hard. Takes time too. Less gold. Alright, just working in this. There's quite a big little hole here, so I'm just working here and I've come across another couple of little bits. Oh, yeah. Woo. After that. Okay, so we had a good little run down in there, a couple of nice little pickers and a few other little flakes, so we're starting to see a good amount of gold now. And it was just one little low pressure point just down in there. There's a bit of a ridge running through there, you can't see it from up here, but it'll start adding up if we can continue it on. But we're on the gold now, and we should see a bit more show up.
It's a bit of a funny creek, this one. Like, all the bedrock that I've seen is really soft and decomposed. And that last spot that I was working, that was pretty much, the bedrock had just turned to almost clay, and the gold was just sitting on top of it, stuck to it. Every time you'd scrape and try and clean back that bedrock, because it's so soft and clay-like, you just get clouded out. But it was a little bit slower going. But yeah, I'll get back in now. I did see a little bit of bedrock just under these branches here. Righto guys, so that's about a day for me. The clock's just been against me today. The days are just too short this time of year. I feel like I could have done another 12 hours of prospecting, but yeah, it's starting to get late. But anyway, we got a bit sniping. We'll head home now, have a look at it, and see how we did. The gold from this end of the creek would have to be some of the shiniest gold I've ever come across. It's the most beautiful alluvial looking gold I think I've seen. And for our grand total, we have ourselves just under a gram of gold. We're testing out the top end of this new creek. I think I'll leave this creek for now and I'll go on the hunt for some new areas, but I could certainly spend some more time there and probably get some pretty good results. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's adventure. Make sure you hit that like button for me, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, happy hunting, and we'll see you all then.